Okay, now what kind of artwork is that? What we've done, we've cut a little point, not too much, but a little point on the front of our speed bump, and the same thing on the other end. We cut a little point on the speed bump. Now, so what goes on? We're gonna cut that whole thing down so it's even too. We're gonna cut the whole thing down so it's even, and it's kind of like that. Now, what goes on? This becomes a bit of a speed. Okay. Wait, I don't know if you can see it too well. I don't know if you can see it too well. We'll bring it up a little bit. Okay, we'll just hold it right there just for conversation's sake. But you can see what's going on here. What we're doing, we're making a speed bump. Now we have a little flotation at the bottom, and sometimes we call this the primary flotation. In other words, the water shoe now, it don't float on the flat part. The water shoe don't float on the flat part. The water shoe don't float on the flat part. The water shoe floats on the speed bump. Now what is it? It lifts the water shoes out of the water, so now it's like a canoe. You know, it has the shape of a canoe, and now it's like a canoe. Why? Because now it's floating on this speed bump. Now, and we call this the primary. Now we call this the primary flotation. So now it's floating on this. Now we have of course we have two. We have one here, and then, well, let me roll this back out again. We roll this back out again. Of course we do. We'll have two. We'll have one on one shoe, and then we'll have one. Get this. Okay. Get this wound up here. Whoa. Okay. Get this wound up here. We got one on one shoe. And then you got one on the other shoe. And normally about two inches, about 2 inches. And so two together give me about 4 inches. Now the shoes are riding on this speed bump. So now in essence, we're standing on two small canoes. We're standing on two small kayaks. You know, and now we have the kind of pin silhouette, and it'll move faster in the water. So we have the netting, and we just tie this on with what we, like we said before, these little zip locks, or you can use cord and tie this on through the netting, and you got some speed. But you can see that, it's one here, one there, and you can see that. So we can compensate a little bit for speed. We can compensate, in fact, we can compensate for almost anything. We can put sails and all this stuff on these shoes, but that's a talk for another day. Okay, that's a talk for another day. And so we don't want to get things too confusing. But what we do want you to do is write us, hey, I'm building some water shoes, I'm doing this, okay, I see what you're doing, you know what I mean? But, you're screwing me up here, whatever, but, I can follow some of the stuff. But you can go back to some of the earlier tapes, see what we're doing and see how we're doing it, and you could follow on as to what's going on. Now we're going to talk about, a little history here. I like to keep the shoes in the background, and we talk a little bit about these water shoes.